there, I'm Keaton, creator of Nature Embodied and the Nature Embodied Collective, a growing network of healing practitioners along with my own healing and creative practice. And today I have an edition of Reiki that focuses on digestion and discernment and really grounding into ourselves and allowing for the energies that are the highest and best good for us to really absorb and activate within us to do so. And this is in connection, but not necessarily only for the eclipse that is coming up this week. It's a very activating time. I have a background in astrology, and I did it professionally for a number of years. And I want to share this perspective with you briefly, that our sun season, which means that this is the constellation that the sun is moving through from an astrological perspective, is Pisces. And we have a lovely intention candle burning here that has little fish on it, and those are the poetic symbolism correlated with Pisces. This is the sun season, and we're having a lunar eclipse, which means that the full moon is getting the shadow of the earth cast on it for a moment, and the moon is in Virgo, and Virgo symbolism is connected with our digestion and discernment. And so that is the intention where we're going to focus that Reiki energy flowing within the core of the body, and bringing in some cleansing elements, some reinvigorating elements. Eclipses can be surprising and confronting, and they can also be enlivening. And so to bring some of that energy that is the highest and best good for us to embody and embrace and ground into ourselves is our focus of our session. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so we have our candle lit, and just to open the space together, I want to bring in my trusty broom here, just to bring some cleansing and freshness to our shared space. And we'll begin, as always, tuning in the crown chakra. Here is where we open to allow, give permission for Reiki energy to flow. As we do that, we can open to our session. And so, with your awareness, imagine the core of the earth. Join me in bringing our awareness to the core of the earth. And we'll begin by sweeping energy up from the core of the earth all the way to our crown and back down. Sweeping up and down. Here we're getting that fresh energy into our whole auric field, our whole energy body, and grounding down, releasing anything that we can be cleansed of now. Any residual tension, holding, with this sweeping motion. Centered and invigorated. Amazing. And then we'll open into the core, this epicenter for our metaphorical and physical digestion. And here I want to add a of this lovely Eater's Digest plant oil blend. Along with the solar plexus chakra oil. Along with this solar plexus chakra oil. And this combo and these plant energies, as we attune to them through scent, through touch, and their energies, can help us to really beam, expand, and weave this intentional, loving Reiki universal energy into the core and to all of our digestive organs, energy centers. And we're just gonna really take our time here. You're doing amazing. Trusty broom back to assist with any cleansing in this area. Sweeping that down and knowing that anything that is no longer in our highest and best good to absorb can be brushed, swept all the way down to the core of the earth to be composted. Nothing is wasted. It's not all for us to hold now. And here we'll take the opportunity to infuse this area with some empowering phrases about digestion. You can allow them to wash over you or join me in saying them aloud or in your head. Digestion is possible. Digestion is possible. I will digest. I will digest. Digesting. I am digesting. And we can fill in the blank if digesting isn't the word for you right now. We can use possible, will, and am. Slowly attune our systems to this thing that we in truth already are, but we can really only get there through feeling it. Or at least feeling it is sometimes the first step. You're doing amazing. We're just gonna keep bathing this energy, beaming Reiki energy into our whole core of our being. And notice how the core of our being is so similar to the core of the earth. The core of the earth is pure molten iron. This rich, fiery center that keeps everything else warm and alive and moving and flowing. Our core is where we tap into reserves of energy so profound. And these energy sources are reciprocal in nature. We feed ourselves, and we are able to be of service. We are fed, and we may feed others. We are cared for, and we may care for others. Sometimes it doesn't happen in a perfect cycle like that. It doesn't have to. But to know that a relative balance is so deeply necessary. You're doing really well. We're just taking all the time in the world, infusing this space with that loving, universal, energetic Reiki. Really uniting us with our power. And maybe our playfulness. And those two things often walk together. Sometimes the less serious we are about it all, the more we can laugh and our belly can shake and joy can flow. Digestion is very much optimized. You're doing really well. Taking our time here, just bathing this area in Reiki energy, this loving universal energy. As we begin to ground down and integrate from our session, weaving this energy throughout with a really gentle sweeping through the aura again, just spreading all of this intentional, loving, universal Reiki energy. I do a lot of these sessions, and this one feels so alive. I am really honored to have offered this. I really appreciate your presence. We make this container together. I don't really want this session to end. I'm just sweeping this through. Taking our time. You're doing amazing. Bringing a little bit more power into the sweeping motion. Maybe we want to bring our breath with us, imagining whether it feels good for you to be an inhale or an exhale. Listen to the sensations and the feedback of your body. Inhaling maybe to sweep up, exhale to sweep down. Before we close, just to spend an extra moment with each chakra, aligning it and infusing it with this intentional, universal, loving Reiki energy, starting with the root, being really present with this space at the base of the spine. Moving up to the sacral chakra underneath the navel, flowing this loving, universal, intentional Reiki energy here. Into the solar plexus above the navel. Present and flowing this Reiki energy here. And then up to the heart chakra in the center of the chest. Being present with this space and flowing this loving, universal, intentional Reiki energy here. You're doing so well. We're halfway through the chakras here. And up to the throat, the neck, all around the neck. Being present with this space and flowing this intentional, loving, universal Reiki energy here. You're doing really well. And up to the third eye, between the eyebrows and the forehead, infusing this energy center with this intentional, loving, universal Reiki energy. And lastly, up to the crown, at the top of the head. Flowing this intentional, universal Reiki energy. And we'll come down to the hands as well. We have these chakras in the palms. Starting with the left palm. Infusing this energy center with this loving, intentional, invigorating Reiki energy here. You're doing so well. And into the right palm. Infusing this energy center. And let's give all of the chakras here a little extra invigorating cleanse with our trusty broom. All the way from the top of the crown, through the third eye, through the throat, through the heart, through the solar plexus, through the sacral chakra, the roots, hands, and all the way down to our connection that we formed with our intention to the core of the earth. And then sweep through the whole auric field from top to bottom, making sure to get under the feet. From the back, side. And that cleansing and energized feeling. We're going to weave that through with this braiding motion, making figure eights all the way through the auric field. And weaving this all the way to our connection with the core of the earth. Integrating that grounding, that connection with earth is that connection with nature, which grounds us into something greater. this deeper knowing of our highest and best good that we can place in the hands of something greater than us. And that is a loving intention that the Pisces energy carries. Something greater than us can be trusted. And that Virgo energy says that something greater than us can be the core of why we are of service. That something greater than us can guide our service. As we close out the session, just once again honoring the whole being, the whole energetic body, and that intention that we began with digestion, which means that whole cycle, right, of accepting and allowing and discerning, absorbing, creating, and cleansing, releasing. That whole cycle is being honored and invigorated, along with this deep grounding. Centering into ourselves at our core. Honoring this here as we close out. I'm so grateful for your presence. Feel free to revisit this session. There's no such thing as overdose on this Reiki stuff. I have lots more other Reiki healing sessions on YouTube, as well as some mini ones up on TikTok and Instagram, and in the shorts section of YouTube. I appreciate every comment, every like, share, subscription. It is all so meaningful to me, and really want to thank you. It has been my dream for so long to have a healing practice and offer healing sessions, and you're making that possible.